three phase 440 sixth question. So it is a revision class of three phase induction machine. So the question number 6, a three phase 440 volt 50 hertz induction motor has a slip of 3%. The frequency of the rotor EMF will be, so the rotor frequency means it is a slip times of stator frequency. So rotor frequency is 3%, sorry, slip is 3%, that is 0.3 into 50 hertz, 0.03 into 50, that is 1.5 hertz. So in the option A and B are, by seeing the A and B is neglected because of a rotor frequency must be lesser value than stator frequency, but here rotor frequency value is 150 hertz in option A. So 150 hertz is not a correct because of stator frequency must be greater value and rotor frequency within the limit of 1 to 3 hertz. So the option D is correct here. So seventh question, a three phase 50 hertz induction motor has a full load speed of 1440 rpm. For this motor, the speed of the stator field with respect to revolving rotor structure will be, so again a three phase machine running at 1440 rpm. So here poles are not given, that poles are 4 poles because the rotor speeds are 1440 rpm, then the value of synchronous speeds are nearly 1500 rpm. So because of 1500 rpm ns value and nr values are 1440 rpm, so the speed of the stator field, with respect to the revolving rotor structure, that is a revolving rotor structure means that value is ns minus nr. So ns value is 1500 rpm and nr value is 1440 rpm. So the value is 60 rpm. So it is a 60 rpm. Option D is the correct 60 rpm. Coming to question number 8, a 10 HP 4 pole 400 volts 60 hertz induction machine, 3 phase 1720 rpm. So the induction machine is running at 1720 rpm. A 10 HP 4 pole 400 volts 60 hertz 3 phase machine, induction machine running at 1720 rpm. So this induction machine is connected to the 400 volts 50 hertz supply and 3 phase supply. The motor will run to closer to the, means whenever it is a 10 HP machine, with 4 pole and 60 hertz, initially the 4 pole and 60 hertz. So when it is a ns value is 1800 rpm, so because of 4 into 60 by, sorry, 120 into 60 by 4, so that ns value is 1800 rpm. So the machine is running at 1720 rpm. So this machine is connected to the 3 phase 440 volts and 50 hertz supply. Then ns value is 1500 rpm because of 4 pole machine na. So 4 pole and 50 hertz machine, so ns value is 1500 rpm. So when the ns value is 1500 rpm, then option A is not correct because of ns value is 1500 and 1680 is not correct, and option B is the 1430 rpm and option C is 1390 rpm. Option D is 1360 rpm. So in that option B is correct. In option B 1430 rpm is there, so it is near to the 1500 rpm. So the option B is correct, 1430 rpm. The stator of a 3 phase 4 pole wound induction motor is connected to 50 Hz source, but its rotor is energized from 20 Hz source. The two no load speeds of the motor will be okay. So when first question, read the starter of three phase 4 pole wound means slip ring induction machine. Slip ring induction machine is connected to 50 Hz source. So the NS values are 1500, but its rotor is energized from 20 Hz source. The two no load speeds of the motor will be. So here the speed of the stator field with respect to stator is 1500 rpm, and when NR, so NR values are, so when rotor also supplied with the 20 Hz, then speeds the speed of the rotor field with respect to stator is 600 rpm. So 600 rpm. So when it is a 600 rpm and 1500 rpm, then machine will be runs that may be a, the torque, the relative speed between them should be 0. So this will be if the rotor is initially driven to 1500 rpm plus 600 rpm, then plus or minus, so the 1500 plus 600, then that is a 2100 rpm, and minus, then it is a 900 rpm. So it's a very important type question. So next one, a three phase alternator having a 12 poles is driven at a speed of 500 rpm. It supplies a power to an 8-pole induction motor. If the supply of slip of the motor at full load is 4%, the full load speed of the motor is 720 rpm. See, it is because of a three-phase alternator having a 12 pole is running at a 500 rpm. If the slip of the motor at full load is 4%, the full load speed of the motor is NR equal to NS into 1 minus S. So here is the NS is 750, because of 12 poles. Because of 12 poles. So 12 pole machine, 120 into 50 by 12. So here frequency is equal to poles into NP by 120. So N is 500 rpm and P is 12 and 1 by 120. So we get a frequency is the 50 Hz. So 50 Hz, so 8-pole induction machine. So whenever induction machine is a 8-pole, 120 into 50 by 8-pole, then we get a 750 rpm. NS is the 750 and slip is the 0.04. So answer NR equal to 720 rpm. Question 11th, a 6-pole 50 Hz wound rotor induction motor and supplied at a rated voltage and developed a voltage of 100 volts between any two slip rings. The rotor is driven by an external means at a 1000 rpm opposite to the direction of stator field. The frequency of voltage across slip ring will be a 6-pole 50 Hz wound rotor, that is slip ring induction motor, and supplied at a rated voltage and developed a voltage of 100 volts. So it develops a voltage, rated voltage between any two slip rings. That means line value. If the rotor is driven by an external means at 1000 rpm opposite to the direction of stator field, the frequency of voltage across the slip ring will be. So it is a NS rotor is driven by an external means at 1000 rpm. So actually the NS value is 6-pole 50 Hz induction machine. Then NS value is 1000 rpm. So the machine 1000 rpm. NS value is 1000 rpm. But here see that NR value also is 1000 rpm, and it is driven by the external source. So when it is driven by the external source, the voltage will not change between slip rings. If it is not driven by external source, if NS and NR values are same, if NS and NR values are same, then voltage is 0. So it is important that the rotor is driven by some external source. So the rotor is rotating at 1000 rpm. It is in the counter direction. So if it is not driven by the any external means, then the voltage value between the slip rings will be 0. But answer is 100 volts because of it is driven by the some external force. 12th, a center zero ammeter connected in the rotor circuit of a 6-pole 50 Hz slip ring induction machine makes a 45 complete oscillations in 1 minute in rpm. The rotor speed and speed of the stator field with respect to rotor are respectively. A center zero ammeter connected in a rotor circuit of a 6-pole 50 Hz slip ring induction machine makes a 45 complete oscillation. Slip ring induction machine makes a 45 complete oscillations, means 45 per minute, 45 by 60. The rotor speed and the speed of the stator field with respect to. So that means 45 by 60, 45 by 60, 0.75 into 50. So a 6-pole 50 Hz induction machine, NS value is the 1000 rpm. So 1000 rpm, and here a complete oscillation, 45 complete oscillations means 45 by 60, that equals 0.75. 0.75 is the frequency, rotor frequency. So 0.75 into 120, that equal to 90. 90 by 6 volts, then we get a 15. So 15 is the stator field with respect to the rotor. Stator field with respect to rotor. So in the rotor speed, if you want a rotor speed, then this value must be deleted. That means ns minus nr value, this one. So this value must, 15 value must be deleted from the 1000 rpm. 1000 minus 15, that is 985 rpm. So the rotor field speed is the 985 rpm. Rotor speed is the 985 rpm. Now coming to 13th question. 13th question. The rotor of a 4-pole 50 Hz 3-phase slip ring induction motor runs in clockwise direction when its starter terminals 1, 2, 3 are connected to supply terminals A, B, C respectively. If 1, 2, 3 are connected to ACB respectively of supply terminals, and the rotor runs in a clockwise direction at a synchronous speed, then frequency of induced EMF across the open circuit rotor terminal is. So the initially the slip ring induction machine runs in a clockwise direction when its terminals 1, 2, 3 are connected to the supply terminals ABC. ABC respectively. If 1, 2, 3 are connected to ACB respectively, that means there is a interchanging of terminals, of supply terminals, and rotor runs in a clockwise direction. Rotor runs in a clockwise direction at synchronous speed. Then frequency of induced EMF across the open circuit rotor terminal is. So, and the rotor runs in a clockwise direction at synchronous speed. The frequency of induced EMF across the open circuited rotor terminals is 0. Because when the terminals are interchanged, the machine has to be stopped rotating. In a 14 15th, a three-phase induction motor is connected to a three-phase supply. If one of the line fuse is blown out when the motor is running, consequently, the motor will come to standstill condition. The motor will continue to run at the same speed with a line current unchanged. The motor will continue to run at slightly reduced speed with increased current. The motor current will have both SF and 2 minus SF component frequency, where S is the slip and F is the frequency from the correct. This correct answer is, so here third answer is correct, because of when the three phases in a three phase induction machine, if any one of the phase is disconnected, then the machine is act as a two phase machine. So in the two phases are remaining circuit, these two phases, because of two phases there is a rotating magnetic field developed, but the machine will be run slowerly. So component frequency, whereas slip is a frequency. So answer third is correct, because of machine will be run at a lower speed. So the coming to the motor current will have both SF and 2 minus SF. So it has a forward slips and backward slips component. So the fourth one also correct. So here C is correct. Okay, C is correct. 3 and 4 is correct. Not second. The second one is wrong. The motor will continue to run at the same speed. It is not correct. And the motor will be standstill means it is not correct, because the motor will be runs with two phases also. In a three-phase slip ring induction machine, if three-phase balanced supply is given to the rotor and stator winding is short circuited, the motor will. So option 8 Norton, a three-phase slip ring induction motor, three-phase balanced supply is given to the rotor and stator winding is short circuited. The rotor would be. So it is runs against the direction of rotating magnetic field. So when the supply in the induction machine, the supply is given to the stator or the rotor, but for betterment, the better choice purpose, then we give for stator only, but it can be given to the rotor also. So it is runs against the direction of rotating magnetic field. Now the topic is stator losses. So in stator there is a iron losses and copper losses. So starter losses consist of starter copper losses and core losses, and starter core losses consist of eddy current and hysteresis losses. So in starter, there both constant and variable losses are there, but in rotor only variable losses are there. So if the stat if the total starter losses are given PSL 2 kilowatt, if PSI is 40 kilowatt, then starter output. So the total PSL means input power. So PSL is the losses, starter losses. PSI is the starter input power. PSL is the starter losses 2 kilowatt. If PSI is a starter iron losses 40 kilowatt, then starter output power 40 minus 2 equal to 38 kilowatt. If the starter losses are given separately, like starter copper losses and starter core losses, in such case the total starter losses are sum of starter copper losses and core losses. So starter copper losses are here 1.2 kilowatt and starter core losses are 1 kilowatt. Then total starter losses equal to 1.2 plus 1, that is 2.2 kilowatt. And if PSI, that is a starter input power, equal to 40 kilowatt, then PSO, that is starter output power, equal to 40 minus 2.2, that is 37.8 kilowatt. So it is simple that the output power equal to input power minus losses. The input power minus losses. Losses are the copper losses and iron losses. So you should remember that in a starter the both constant and variable losses are there, and in a rotor there is only variable losses, that is copper losses are present, but there is no constant losses because of the frequency is very less in the rotor circuit. If the information about starter copper losses and total iron losses is given, in such case the total starter losses are sum of the starter copper losses and total iron losses. Example, starter copper losses 1.2 kilowatt, and it was saying note in general, total core losses of induction motor consist of starter core losses and rotor core losses. A starter core losses depends on the supply frequency and the flux density in the iron core. It is practically constant. The iron loss of rotor is, however, negligible because frequency of the rotor current under normal running condition is always small. Therefore, total core loss means approximately the starter core losses only. If the starter losses are expressed as percentage of the input power, then the starter losses are percentage x percent of starter input. Then the starter loss equal to x by 100 into PSL, that is the losses. PSI equal to 40 kilowatt. If the starter losses are 4% of the input power, then PSL equal to 4 by 100 into 40,000. So that equal to 1.6 kilowatt. Starter output power equal to 40 minus 1.6 kilowatt, that equal to 38.6 kilowatt. The information about stator core loss, stator winding resistance, and input current are given in such a case. First, calculate the stator copper losses using the following formula: 3I1 square R1, the sum up with the stator core loss to get total stator losses. Rotor losses. If information about the rotor loss is given directly, indirectly, if the total rotor resistance, rotor losses are given, PSL equal to 2 kilowatt, if PSI equal to 40 kilowatt, then stator output power (37 kilowatt). So if the rotor losses are only given separately and no information about rotor core losses, in such case total rotor losses are approximately rotor copper losses. So it is rotor copper loss 1 kilowatt, 40 kilowatt is the input, in general total rotor losses of induction machine are rotor copper losses. In rotor core losses, the rotor core losses of the rotor is however negligible, but because of frequency of the rotor current under the normal running condition is always small. The power input to a 3-phase 50 Hz induction motor is 60 kilowatt. The total stator losses is 100 watt. Find the total mechanical power developed if it is observed that the rotor EMF makes a 120 complete oscillation. Number of oscillation on galvanometer per voltmeter ammeter by 60 equal to F2 equal to 120 by 60, that equal to 2 Hz. S equal to frequency of rotor induced EMF by supply frequency 2 by 50. Right there. The rotor of a 3-phase 50 Hz and 4-pole induction motor takes a 120 kilowatt 3 Hz. Determine the rotor speed and rotor copper losses. So if you want a rotor speed, Then we go for, so the rotor of 3-phase 50 Hz induction machine, 4-pole induction motor takes a 120 kilowatt at 3 Hz. So rotor frequency is 3 Hz. 3 into 50, that means 120 into 3 by 4, 90 RPM. Determine the rotor speed, the rotor copper losses. So we can say that rotor speed is 90. That means rotor speed is 1440 RPM or nearly. And here rotor copper losses, that is P2 equal to PCU by S into P2. If rotor frequency is 3, then slip equal to Fr by Fr is the 3 by F. F is the 50 Hz. That is 0.06. Slip is the 0.06. When slip is 0.06, then NR value, rotor speed equal to NR minus NS minus NR equal to NS into 1 minus S. NS is the 1500 RPM and 1 minus S. S is the 0.06. 1 minus 0.06. It is equal to 0.94 into 1500 RPM. So it is a 1410 RPM. The option A is the rotor speed is a 1410 RPM. 1410 RPM. And the rotor copper losses is, because of slip, copper loss equal to slip times of rotor input. Slip is 0.06 into 120, that is equal to 7.2. So rotor copper loss are 7.2 and rotor speed is 1410 RPM. We can calculate the slip value Fr by F. Fr by F. Fr is 3 and F is 50. So 0.06. 1 minus 0.6 is 0.94. 0.94 into 1500. That is a 1410 RPM. The input power, the power input to the rotor of 440 volt 50 Hz 6-pole 3-phase induction machine is 80 kilowatt. The rotor of 440 volt 50 Hz 6-pole 3-phase induction machine 80 kilowatt. So that is P2. The rotor EMF is observed to make 100 complete alternation per minute. Calculate the slip. So here 100 complete oscillation means there is a S 100 by 60. 100 by 60, 1.667. It is a FR value. FR by F, that is 50, equal to 0.03. Slip value is a 0.03. So when slip values are 0.03, next we want a rotor speed. So if you want a rotor speed, here slip is 0.03, 1 minus. So if you want a rotor speed, that means NR equal to NS into 1 minus S. NS is the 1000 because of 6 poles, and NS into 1 minus S. So 1000, 1 minus 0.03 equal to 0.97 into 1000. So this value is 970 rpm. The rotor speed is 970 rpm. Oh, that is 970 rpm. That is nearly 966 rpm, but 970 rpm. And rotor copper losses. Rotor copper losses means here S into P2. P2 is 80 kilowatt. 80 into 0.033, that equal to 2.64. So the rotor copper loss are 2.64. PCU, rotor copper loss PCU equal to S into P2. Rotor copper loss equal to S into P2. So you want a per phase value, then 2.6453, that equal to 0.88.